Francesca and Emily.
And you're watching Wolf News.
We have Sarah at the sunken road that was later to be named Bloody Lane. It is the site to some of the fiercest fighting in the Battle of Antietam.
And to you, Sarah.
Thank you, Emily and Francesca. Shortly after routing the Union Army of Virginia under Major General John Pope in the Second Battle of Bull Run in August 1862, Lee led his own army of Northern Virginia across the Potomac River into Maryland.
We're off to Maryland, come on! Oh look! Here it is! Do you realize if we win this war on the North soil, we can gain support from the Confederacy from Europe and demoralizing Northerners to reduce their support for the war while encouraging the slave-holding state of Maryland to secede and join the Confederacy?
General Lee divided his army and sent them to capture various objectives. He sent Lieutenant General Thomas Stonewall Jackson's corps to Harper's Ferry, and Lieutenant General James Longstreet had the largest corps and started heading toward Sharpsburg.
Your corps is going to Harper's Ferry. You have the largest corps, so go to Sharpsburg.
By midday, September 16th, all but 3 of Lee's 9 divisions had arrived that afternoon.
Major General Joseph Hooker, go across the Antietam Creek with 1 corps.
Breaking news! Lee found out where McClellan planned his initial attack. This only resulted in minor skirmishing around sunset on the north of the Confederates' position.
They emerged from the north woods.
Set up your guns on the edge of G.R. Miller's cornfield.
General Lee wasn't sharing his plans with us Confederate commanders, so he assigned us to attack certain areas but failed to give us a plan, so I took lead of my corps. Thank you, Sarah. The Battle of Antietam became known as the Artillery Hell, a combined total of 500 guns fired mostly from small rises with long, clear lines of sight.
Rocky outcroppings throughout the battlefield causes solid shot shells to ricochet wildly.
This is us here live at Wolf News. The battle's about to begin! And here at the battle, we got the Confederates on this side and the Union on this side. The Union made progress, but attacks from the West Woods and Miller's cornfield became a slaughter pen. Bodies weren't able to be identified.
Who is this? I don't know any of these people.
Bodies were even found in the creek.
It looks like the mud turned to blood, giving this sunken road the name Bloody Lane.
A leader under the Confederacy came to reinforce Hooker with 12 corps. The oldest general officer was 59-year-old Mansfield, who was mortally wounded while riding forward to observe the land and was replaced by Brigadier General A.S. Williams as Hooker's 4th Corps. A sheet of flame erupted from a sunken farm road, and the crest of the ridge was covered in a blue blanket of dead Union soldiers. I'll report more details soon. Back to you, Emily and Francesca.
To review the highlights of our story so far, Lee led his own army of Northern Virginia across the Potomac River into Sharpsburg, Maryland.
General Lee sent Lieutenant General Jackson's corps and Lieutenant General James Longstreet to Harper's Ferry, where they met up with him.
The brigade fell back. Another took its place with the same result. A general was then ordered forward with his brigade of 4 regiments.
You should listen to me, General Ambrose Burnside. Cross this bridge as soon as the Union attacks further to the right.
after Burnside's corps crossed this little bridge, it bears the name Burnside's Bridge, named after General Ambrose Burnside. Look, here comes Major General A.P. Hill now, wearing his red battle shirt, arriving just on time to Harper's Ferry with his light division of 10,000 men. Now, back to you guys.
Hi, and welcome to Wolf News! The Light Division fell upon Burnside flank, disordering his men and convincing the cautious Union officer that he'd done enough for one day. The Battle of Antietam was, for all intents and purposes, over.
While the Battle of Antietam is considered a draw from a military point of view, Abraham Lincoln and the Union claimed victory. This hard-fought battle, which drove Lee's forces from Maryland, would give Lincoln the victory he needed before delivering the Emancipation Proclamation, a document that would forever change the geopolitical course of the Civil War. But wait, what's the Emancipation Proclamation?
Well, little boy, it freed the slaves in the territories that were rebelling against the Union. Even after the proclamation was made, the slaves were not freed. Over 22,000 Americans lay dead or wounded, or they were MIA, the highest single-day casualty total of the Civil War. Homes, stores, churches, and barns for miles around were turned into hospitals, and the diseases claimed a heavy toll on the people in and around Sharpsburg.